Hey everybody, this is Hayes. I'm going to be going over just different kinds of builds for guns that I like to use in the warfare mode for Delta Force. Um, I'm going to be going over, just all the attachments, the calibrations, and I'm also going to be posting all of the build codes in the description. Some of these guns are going to have two builds. I'm going to try to limit it just to two. And so for those, I'll just have two different builds, and I'll probably specify it like first and second for the codes if you want to just grab them and try it. But yeah, we'll be going over just all the attachments and everything, like I said, and then I'll also do a little bit of firing range stuff, show you guys how the guns shoot, things like that. So we'll just go ahead and get started here. So the SG552 is probably my favorite gun to use for the most part. And this is going to be my favorite build for it. I built it to kind of be suppressed, a little quieter, doesn't show up on the mini map quite as much, and also it's got a higher handling. So for this one, we've got the Ranger handguards all the way across here. And of course, you just got the Night Heavy barrel. For the muzzle, it's the M7 Practical Suppressor. The foregrip, we've got the Resonant Ergonomic Grip. I've got the 45 round mag on here, mag pull. The Phantom Rear Grip. And for the stock, the Skeleton Sniper stock. I also typically prefer the panoramic red dot sight, but it's entirely just personal. It's up to you what you want to do. Now with the optics, I usually pull the zoom and the eye relief both all the way to the left, but again, that's just personal preference. You get a little bit more field of view when you ADS if you do that, I believe. But anyway, calibrations for the barrel, the weight limits default, the length slider all the way to the right there. The foregrip's completely default. Rear grip, I've got plus 13 on the weight limit, and then thickness is default. And then on the stock, the weight limit is plus 35, and then cheek pad placement is default. Okay, so we can go ahead and drop into the firing range here. I can show you how it shoots from 50 meters. Pretty solid. Just the ADS speed's pretty good. The movement's pretty good. It's not ultra fast, but not really slow. Hip fire is where it kind of struggles. The hip fire is not very good in this gun. So, I mean, I would refrain from hip firing unless I was really close like that. Otherwise, just ADS. I figure you could probably put a laser on it if you want a little bit more handling, but I try to avoid putting lasers on things when I can, just because less visibility. This is what it looks like when I don't adjust for recoil at all. I've got that pretty solid. So yeah, that's that one. This is probably my favorite SG552 build. Now the second one, if you look here, like if we compare, this has more control by 2 and more accuracy and as well as stability, but it's got a good amount less handling. So that's where this one falls short, is handling. Everything else it kind of brings up. So for this, I've got the Python handguard panel. So you've got handling, and that's all the way across for that. And then on the left rail, I've got a red laser there. Barrel still that. The muzzle, the Sandstorm vertical compensator, and then still the Resonant Mark II foregrip. Still a 45 round mag, but then for the rear grip, we've got the AR heavy tower grip with the stable grip base, and the stock is the UR Spec Ops tactical stock, and then optics still the same, panoramic red dot. So the barrel, for calibration, both sliders all the way to the right, the foregrip thickness all the way to the right, weight limit all the way to the left. the rear grip, both sliders to the right, and then the stock, both sliders to the right. Okay, so into the firing range we go. It's got the ADS speed's still pretty good. The laser helps a lot with that. And then, of course, you've got your quick tactical zoom. But this one's a little easier to control from range. Shoots a little better. Also, the hip fire is better. Still not great from this type of distance, but you're going to hit more of your shots from the hip fire than you can ADS if you want to. And again, this without messing with the recoil. So very manageable, very easy to control. Also, your ADS speed is significantly slower with this build compared to the other build. So, I mean, the first one's a little bit more built for speed, quick response, you know, and a little bit harder to control from those really long range shots. Whereas this one, this is better suited for mid to longer range. I mean, both of them have their place, but typically I run this because this is still viable and it's just the ADS time's quicker. Okay, car 15. It's going to be the next gun. I'll use this, you know, sometimes I used to use it a little bit more, but this is a pretty good build. This is the way that I like to run this one. So we've got, you know, the Casey Hound handguards for stability. Everywhere except for on the upper rail, I've got a laser on there. The barrel we're using is the AR carbon fiber barrel. And then the muzzle bastion horizontal compensator. The foregrip's a practical vertical foregrip. I've got the 30 round mag on there. You could probably get away with the 45. It's just that handling, it just knocks your handling down by a lot. So, and that's what I've got on this. Like I like handling for weapons like this, just being able to ADS quickly. The phantom rear grip for the rear grip. Stock, practical stable stock. Calibrations, everything to the right for your barrel. Placement all the way to the right and thickness at default for your foregrip. Your rear grip, completely default. The stock, weight limit all the way to the right and placement at default. Drop into the firing range here. So from 50 meters, I kind of came off a little bit there. I stopped pulling down. You got to pull down some with this one, but it's pretty solid. Does good damage. Up close, it's really good. Your movement speed's pretty decent while you're ADS'd. Your hip fire, like hip fire aim speed's really good. It's almost immediate. It's very quick. And then of course, like if you don't like, this is pretty quick ADS speed, but and then you've got your laser too. And this is what it looks like. So really nice, very easy to control. Okay, then burst fire rifle. I don't use this one a whole lot, but it is really good. I like the way I've got this set up. So we've got the Python handguard just for handling, just trying to get the ADS time down, or up rather. Then you've got the AR Trent standard barrel combo. The advanced multi-caliber suppression. The foregrip, it's a competition hand stop. I've got a 30 round mag on there. It's the handling one, by the way, 30 round polymer mag. It's the one that gives you handling. Phantom rear grip, and then the Elite Light stock. And then on the optics, I've got the Viewpoint 3X scope, and then the offset optic. We've got the Combat Red Dot. Actually, I don't like the Combat Red Dot, so I'm going to do the Panoramic instead. Remember, I didn't like that very much. You can put a laser here. I don't, but you can. Everything is stock on this, just default. But it's pretty solid. Like from a distance, the ADS time is very quick. And of course, this one is a burst fire. So it's really easy to control. Like from a distance, I don't really use this one that much. but it is a solid gun. The hip fire is really good. Um, yeah, I don't think there's really a point in doing this, like just spamming it, but as you can see, no compensation really required. Okay, the AKS-74. I actually used the Cobra accuracy sight on this one. Don't forget your charge handle. And then the handguard stuff, you've got one option, so. But on the muzzle, I used the titanium contest muzzle brake, foregrip, the X25U angled combat grip. I have the 45 round extended mag on it. Rear grip, the RK3 rear grip, and then the stock, the 416 stable stock. Foregrip is default. The rear grip, both sliders all the way to the right. On the stock, the weight limit all the way to the right, placement all the way to the left. I like this one a lot for like close range type fights, things like that. It's got good hip fire. Your movement speed's kind of low, but I see I'm not even used to how little recoil this thing has. This is a really good gun. You barely have to pull down at all at 50 meters for this rifle here. Yeah, and then of course if you don't like, it's kind of a little bit of a slow ADS. So of course you got your laser there. There's a little bit of a delay on the 80 or the hip fire aim speed. Sorry, a little bit of a delay. It's not the best on that, but I mean, if you want something that shoots really well, that's pretty solid for this gun. I like it a lot. I use it quite a bit. Really fun and, kind of close quarters types fights. I like it a whole lot. Next, we've got the PTR 32. I'm pretty sure this one hits the hardest out of all the guns. Like, it's got the highest damage number. Yeah, it's got more than the AKM, the AK-12. Yeah, it hits pretty hard. So this is how I've got this set up. Got the Ranger handguard panels everywhere except for on the left rail. We've got a laser. The barrel, it's a G3 Hurricane short barrel. And then the Bastion horizontal compensator with the Phase Combat foregrip. I have the 30 round polymer mag on it. These two they do the same thing. It's just kind of color preference, I guess. The rear grip, the G3 skeleton grip, gives you a lot of handling. And then the stock is the MP5K folding stock. Calibration, the barrel, it's plus 1G on the weight limit. That might have been a mistake that I made, honestly. Like a little firing stability, but I'm just going to leave it there. Foregrip and rear grip are default. The stock, the weight limit all the way to the right, thickness at default. That's what we've got for this. The hip fire's decent. Not the best, not the worst. Pretty good. The ADS speed's really fast. I think it's actually kind of faster than the laser. Like, it's very fast. And from 50 meters, it's pretty good. Yeah, I'm going through these and I don't have the recoil patterns memorized for every one of them, so I gotta kind of just adjust as I switch the gun. But yeah, this is very manageable recoil. Very manageable. It kind of goes to the right a little bit sometimes, but I mean, no, your movement is really good with this. You've got some good ADS movement speed, and the the hip fire aim speed is quick. Okay, so the next one here is the QBZ-95. This one pretty straightforward, especially on the calibrations. Everything's default, but I mean you've got longbow platform kit, no lasers or anything, 2 Ranger handguard patches on the left and the right. The barrel is the longbow barrel combo, steel muzzle brake for the muzzle, the Phantom vertical foregrip. We've got the Invasion rear grip, 30 round mag on it. You could go 45 if you want, it's just you lose quite a bit of handling. Of course, your cheek pad, and then for the optic, panoramic red dot, And on calibration, the only thing I've got changed is the optic. Both sliders all the way to the left. But all of this is default here. This is how it shoots. It's a good gun. So your ADS speed's really quick. Your movement's not very good. Like movement speed's not very good. But you've got a very quick ADS speed. The hip fire aim speed is okay. It's not immediate. There's a little bit of a pause. This is how it shoots at 50 meters. Very easy. You just got to pull down a little bit to shoot. This is what it looks like without any compensation for the recoil. And to the right and then left, but if you just pull down, it shoots really straight. Okay, next is the M4A1. I've got two different builds for this. So this first one here, this is the one I like to use in like trench lines whenever it's up close, like when I'm actually in the trench part of trench lines. So we've got the KC Hound handguards here all the way, no laser. The AR Trent standard barrel combo with the Sandstorm vertical compensator. Foregrip is the Secret Order bevel foregrip. 30 round mag. Again, you could go 45, but you lose quite a bit in handling. But the 30 round mag I'm using is the one for handling. Remember, take note that there's also one for stability. So I picked the one for handling. Then we're using the Resonant 2 integral stock for the stock kit. It's in your stock kit, not in the stock option. Panoramic red dot. Calibration's really simple. Foregrip is just default. The barrel, both sliders all the way to the right. But I like this one. It's got good hip fire. The grouping's really nice on the hip fire. The hip fire aim speed, there's a slight delay, but it's not bad. Okay. ADS speed's pretty quick. Your movement's pretty good while you're ADS'd. Now from a range, there's a little bit of a, it's a little jumpy, but very easy to manage. Just pull down and 50 meters, pretty good. This is what it looks like. Oh, just slight left right movement on it. That's for this one. I like this for up close. Now the next one, I would probably do this one. I've got a balanced version where everything's kind of so-so. This one's got higher control, less handling than that. But yeah, we'll go over this one. Okay, so for this one, we've got the modular handguard panel. So then we're getting control and stability at the expense of some handling. And we go all the way down with that. Still the Trent standard barrel combo. For the muzzle, it's the Bastion horizontal compensator. And then the foregrip's the tactical angled foregrip. We've got the 30 round mag for stability. You could swap it for the one for handling at the cost of stability, but I wanted this one to shoot really well. The Invasion rear grip, you get a little more control, a little more handling to kind of compensate for all these patches that take it away. And then the Elite Light stock there. And our calibrations, the barrel, both sliders all the way to the right. The foregrip, the thickness is minus 4.8, and the weight limit is all the way to the right. The rear grip here, weight limit all the way to the right, and then thickness is plus 0.4. Then on your stock, weight limit all the way to the right, and then placement is plus 1 slot. Firing range here. It's got decent movement speed. It's not the best, but it shoots really easy. It's just straight up for the most part. So you just pull straight down and you can hit pretty much whatever you're trying to hit. And then the hip fire aim speed, there's a slight pause, but the grouping is pretty good. It's not the best, but it's pretty good grouping. So just slight left or right to left, and then just straight up. So if you pull straight down, you'll hit pretty much all your shots with it. All right, next K437. I've got two for this one as well. So this is my more kind of good at close range, but also good at like mid-range build. So we've got the Ranger handguard panel for everything here, and then on the left rail, I've got a laser on it. The barrel we're using is the K437 Lancer long barrel. And then for the muzzle, the Bastion horizontal compensator, foregrip resonant ergonomic grip. We're using the 45 round extended mag and the Phantom rear grip. For the stock, it's the Shadow buffer tube stock. Okay, and calibrations, the barrel weight limit all the way to the right, the length is default. The foregrip, thickness all the way to the left, weight limit plus or minus 0, so default, I believe. The rear grip, weight limit all the way to the left, thickness all the way to the right, and then the stock, both sliders all the way to the right. So for this gun, your movement's pretty good on it while you're ADS'd. Movement's pretty decent, but it shoots very well. The hip fire, kind of all over the place. Not the best, not the worst. And then your hip fire, aim speed, there's a little bit of a pause. And the ADS time, it feels a little slow, but with the laser, it's pretty quick. And this is what it looks like without adjusting for the recoil. Very controllable. So for the other build that I have, I've got this one, and just as the title says on this gun, it's fast ADS. This one's made to be just a quick gun. Okay, so we've got the Ranger handguard panel right here on the upper rail, and then on the left rail, I've got the Casey Hound handguard panel for some stability. On the right rail, I have a laser light. The barrel we're using is the Broken Blade short barrel. Muzzle is the vertical compensator, the Sandstorm vertical compensator. Foregrip is the mini hand stop. Still running the 45 round extended mag and the Phantom rear grip. The stock is the Lightning rail stock. Okay, and then calibrations, pretty much default for the most part, except for the rear grip. It's plus 34 on the weight limit. Thickness is at default. And then on the stock, the weight limit is plus 12 and thickness is at default. And then the barrel and foregrip are both default. My optic is actually also default. So I'm going to put those all the way to the left. All right. So I don't really use this one a whole lot because if you look, my thumb is right in the way of like a quarter of the optic, and that's kind of annoying. You can fix that by using a different um like handle on the barrel, I guess. But the hip fire is pretty good. Not the best, but not the worst. But your movement speed is very good while you're ADS'd. Very good. Now from a distance, it's not hard to control really. You just pull straight down as you're firing. It's very quick. And the hip fire aim speed is quick as well. It's almost instant. Almost instant. And this is what the recoil looks like without compensation. It's got a little moving around, but this is a movement gun for sure. Like it's just kind of a fast-paced sort of gun. All right, next one is the AS Val. I've got this one here, but honestly, the one that I use the most is going to be this one. So I'm just going to go over this one here. So this I built this mostly just as a hip fire weapon. You can ADS it, but I built it mostly just for hip fire. Okay, so I don't have, you can put multiple lasers if you want, probably make the ADS speed faster, but I only put one laser on it. We've got the 45 round mag on it. The rear grip is the AK heavy tower grip with the balance grip base on it. Foregrip K1 Elite bevel foregrip, and the stock is the AS Val bolt cover. And don't forget your charging handle. Calibration, the barrel, weight limits default, length all the way to the right. The foregrip, default, it's yellow like it's edited, but that's -0 and then default. And then rear grip and stock are both default as well. So, like I said, it's got a really good grouping for the hip fire. The hip fire aim speed is very fast. It's kind of why I built it. The ADS speed is quick. You can quickly ADS, but if you want to go real quick, you can just use the laser. Now, from 50 meters, you will have to fight this recoil pretty heavily. You got to pull down a good amount, but it is manageable. Definitely manageable. But if you look right here without adjusting, yeah, so this is primarily an up close weapon, but I like this a lot. This is usually what I run when I run the AS Val. Okay, next, the K416. Now, I believe this was not always for assault. I remember in the alpha test, you could only use this if you were the healer. Maybe the recon had it. I can't remember. But I've got 2 builds for this as well. So for the patches, Ranger handguard patches all the way, except for on the right rail, we've got a laser on it, and I actually prefer the red laser. So for the barrel, it's the A8 long barrel combo, the long barrel. The muzzle, sandstorm, vertical compensator, foregrip, angled hand stop. Got a 30 round mag on here, but I've also had success with the 45 round mag on it. And then the rear grip, the AR heavy tower grip with the stable grip base. And for the stock, the shadow buffer tube stock. Calibrations, barrel, both sliders all the way to the right. Foregrip, weight limit all the way to the right. Thickness all the way to the left. The rear grip, both sliders all the way to the right. And the stock, both sliders all the way to the right. This is a really fun gun. I like it. It's quick, easy to control. Pretty much a laser beam. The hip fire's okay. Not great, but it's not terrible. Like from this distance, you can still get it done. ADS speed's pretty quick, but you can always use the laser if you want even more ADS speed. This is what it looks like. Very easy to control. Just pull down a little bit while you're shooting. So the next K416 build is this one here. This is, another fast-paced type gun. We got the Ranger handguards here. I have no laser on it, but you could throw one on there. K14 Spec Ops short barrel combo with the Sandstorm vertical compensator. We've got the Phantom vertical foregrip for ADS speed, 30 round mag for stability, the stability one. AR heavy tower grip still with the balanced grip base. The stock is the 416-C collapsible stock. And calibrations, barrel, weight limit all the way to the right. Length is default. Foregrip placement +2. And then thickness +0. The rear grip, weight limit +2. And then thickness all the way to the left. Then your stock, your weight limit's +30. And then placement is all the way to the right. Very good hip fire. Very good hip fire aim speed. Almost instant. ADS speed is very, very snappy, very fast. That's why I don't see the point in having a laser on it. Still very easy to fire at 50 meters. Very good gun for close range fights. I have a lot of fun with this one. Okay, last one for assault, the CL19. This is a really fun gun as well. So let's get into it. Upper patch, the Python handguard panel. And then all the other ones are the Ranger handguard. The barrel is the new type, tactical long barrel. The gas block I'm using is a rapid gas block. Left rail, we've got a laser on it. The muzzle, Sandstorm vertical compensator. foregrip, X25U angled combat grip, the 45 round mag. The rear grip is the new type sword heavy grip. Stock is the skeleton sniper stock. Alright, the calibration, the barrel, weight limit all the way to the right, length is default. Foregrip placement is default, thickness is plus 6 meters. The rear grip, weight limit plus 26, and then thickness all the way to the right. The stock, weight limit all the way to the right, cheek pad placement all the way to the left. Okay, hip fire is pretty decent. Now, the ADS speed is slow. Not very good ADS speed. I was just trying to get this thing as controlled as possible. Actually, I believe I didn't even come up with this build. I think I saw this on a YouTube video. I can't remember. There's one or two that I saw off of a video. I think I saw this one off of a video and made minor changes to it. Just to a point where I like it better. But this is what it looks like with no compensation. It just kind of zigzags a little, then lists off to the right, just up and right. For the pistol, I pretty much always use the G18. So this is what I've got for the G18. We've got the echo suppressor. There's only one barrel that you can have. Now on the lower rail, I've got the practical weapon light. Rear grip is the XK anti-slip rear grip. And then the mag is 33 round mag. My calibrations, the barrel, everything to the left. The rear grip, weight limit all the way to the right. Thickness all the way to the left. Optic, it's kind of a new thing I've been doing, sliding everything to the left, but I've been having good success with it. So the hip fire, really good. Now, 50 meters, I wouldn't recommend this gun. Like, it's all right, but there's just better options if you're trying to use this at range. I switched to this when my primary's empty and somebody's pushing me and I don't have time to reload. I'll switch to this and hopefully just, take them out, get away, reload my primary or whatever I've got to do. And for the assault, I like running the healing syringe. It's really nice. It's helped me out a whole lot. Other than that, I'm not gonna go through every gun that I use, but one I guess honorable mention I will add in is the M7. Whenever I'm playing engineer, I really like this M7. So for the panels, we've got the Casey Hound handguard panels all the way, and then on the right rail, I've got a red laser, and then left rail also a red laser. So I'm running two lasers on this, just to kind of get the handling up. For the barrel, it's the Title Ultra Long barrel, and then the muzzle Sandstorm Vertical compensator. The foregrip is the Resonant Ergonomic grip. I'm using the 30 round mag on this to try to not lose so much handling. The rear grip's the AR Heavy Tower grip with the balanced grip base, and the stock is the Shadow Rail stock. Calibrations, the barrel weight limit is default, length all the way to the right. The foregrip is default. The rear grip weight limit all the way to the right, thickness default, and then on the stock, the weight limit is plus 18 grams, and then the placement all the way to the left. So we'll go into the firing range here. So the ADS speed still isn't great, but without these lasers, it's even worse. And plus you get the added benefit with the lasers to have a much quicker ADS speed. Now at 50 meters, very, very easy to shoot. Very good gun. Now your hip fire aim speed is slow, very slow. And then of course you can't move very fast while you're ADS'd. But that's just the nature of this gun and most guns that engineers have. That's the pattern. Oh, I really like this gun. This is my primary gun. The hip fire's decent. Nowhere near as bad as like the SG552 that I have. So I primarily run this if I'm going to be playing engineer, but I typically prefer to run assault and D-Wolf as assault. So yeah, that's quite a few guns, mostly assault class. It's every assault class rifle that I really like to use. I just kind of switch between those depending on how I'm feeling and, you know, just trying to find the right tool for the situation that I find myself in. Yeah, so if you enjoyed this, let me know in the comments if you'd like to see more. I've got quite a few other guns in different classes that I use. I just don't want to go over every single one of them because it would probably be like an hour and a half long video. So if you like this, found it helpful, please let me know. Like, maybe even consider subscribing. And yeah, in the comments, if you want, leave a build code or just tell me what kind of gun you like. Maybe if there's a gun that you'd like to see a build on, I might have one. If you post a comment about it, I could maybe do that on my next video or something. But other than that, I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.